I often tell people success isn't about doing huge things once. It's about doing small, smart things repeatedly. That's what habits are, the invisible architecture of your life. By now, we've learned that every choice matters, and those choices repeated over time create habits. But here's the thing. Once a habit is formed, it's hard to break. Good or bad. That's both the danger and the magic of habits. When I was young, my dad drilled discipline into me. At the time, I didn't realize he was teaching me something far more valuable than toughness. He was helping me build habits of consistency, waking up early, working hard, doing what needed to be done even when I didn't feel like it. Those habits became my automatic advantage in life. See, your habits are like a personal autopilot. They either fly you toward your goals or crash you into failure. And most of us don't even realize which direction we're flying. Let's look at an example. Imagine two people who eat one small dessert after dinner every night. It doesn't seem like a big deal, right? But one decides to stop eating that dessert, and the other keeps going. Over months, nothing much changes. But after a couple of years, one is leaner, more energetic, and confident. The other has gained weight and feels sluggish. Tiny habits, massive difference. That's the compound effect at work, and it's driven by your habits. Now here's the problem. Most people try to change their lives with willpower alone, but willpower is like a battery. It runs out. Habits, on the other hand, don't need constant power once they're built. That's why the key isn't trying harder. It's designing better habits. I use a strategy called bookending your day. You can't always control what happens in the middle. Unexpected things come up, but you can control how you start and end your day. Your morning routine sets your tone, and your evening routine seals your progress. When I wake up, I start with gratitude, reading, and physical activity. Before bed, I reflect on what went well, what didn't, and what I'll improve tomorrow. Those routines keep me grounded and focused no matter how chaotic life gets. Another principle I teach is to identify your triggers. Every bad habit has one, a time, place, or emotion that sparks it. Maybe you overeat when you're bored, procrastinate when you're stressed, or scroll your phone when you're tired. Once you notice the trigger, you can replace the habit with something better. It's not about removing habits. It's about replacing them. You don't quit laziness. You build the habit of action. You don't stop negativity. You build gratitude. You don't avoid failure. You build resilience. When I coach people, I tell them to start small, ridiculously small. Want to get fit? Start with one push-up a day. Want to read more? Read one page. Because once the pattern begins, momentum takes over. I call this the habit of momentum. When you do something long enough, your brain rewires. The action becomes natural, even automatic. That's when success becomes effortless. So remember, habits are your foundation. You can't build a great life on weak routines. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just focus on one small positive behavior and do it consistently. That's how you design your future instead of drifting into it. At the end of this chapter, I challenge you to identify one bad habit that's holding you back. Identify one good habit you want to build. Track both for the next 30 days. You'll be amazed how quickly your life changes when you build habits that support your goals instead of sabotage them. Remember, your habits are either your best friends or your worst enemies. Choose wisely because they're what will compound your future.